We all like money, right? But we all like spending it too. And with the new $1,200 that the government gave back to everyone from taxes, you can buy some good things with it, obviously. But you can make a bad decision just like I would do as well. What's up everybody? Welcome back to 6th Gear Auto. My name is Sam and today we're going to be talking about money. So, as you know, a lot of people in the country have been in at least the US, for those of you that are not from this country, there was a $1,200 stimulus check given out to pretty much try and offset the issues now in the economy because so many people are out of work. However, some people, if you're like me, would make very bad decisions with that money and buy either a project car or another car just to have. And I'm going to be showing you guys some of the ones that I've found online on Craigslist in the places I've lived that fall into that price bracket, as well as would be actually good cars or maybe just really bad ideas. You decide though. So let's get into this. So the first thing obviously is from around where I am right now. You can see it right here. It's a 1994 Eagle Talon Coupe. Now the Eagle Talon was a very similar, it was the DSM version of the Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's when Chrysler and Mitsubishi were working together, which resulted in some joint products such as the Dodge Stealth, as well as the Starion and Chrysler Conquest. But the Eagle Talon has become kind of a tuner favorite in today's modern market. This one right here, there's only 3 pictures of it. The front one where they covered the license plate with a set of lips for some reason, a side shot, and another side shot with a few stickers. But you can see it says it's American classic that drives nice. It has new brakes and rotors, coilovers, clutch, and flywheel. But it does have one small issue where the main seal in the rear is beginning to leak, but that's not a super hard thing to fix. It's got 140,000 miles on it, and honestly this could be a fun little commuter car. This one comes in at $1,200. The next car, which is the reason I say this could be a very bad idea, this list, right here, Jaguar X-Type sedan. So this car was known to be kind of shit from the beginning. It was a Jaguar built in conjunction with Ford, had tons of electrical issues, and it was just kind of known for being a bad car. But this one is $1,200. It was listed 16 days ago, and it has 138,000 miles. But they do say new inspection and emissions registration. This is also, where is this one? Okay, this one is from when I lived in Maryland, because even though I hadn't, done any content, obviously, and I didn't even have my permit to drive, I lived in Maryland for a good bit of time. But this car right here, it says clean title, no mechanical issues, no check engine light, which is very surprising, and has everything in good condition, as well as even including the navigation system. They say it's really good on gas. I'm gonna doubt that, considering it's a heavy all-wheel drive V6, and it's just not. But it's, if you want to look pseudo-rich, pseudo-luxury, I guess it's a good option. But, there's so many other options out there. Like this one, for example. 1989 Saab sedan. This one actually also is manual. So I know a lot of people might actually like that, because manual Saab sedan from the 80s, when they were still, really good, when they weren't GM parts bin. It's a 9,000 with the 2-liter turbo with 138,000 miles on it. It does have one major issue, it says though, which is, as the owner says, I've been chasing a transmission gremlin on and off, frankly, and I do not have time for it anymore with an increasing workload and other hobbies. So apparently, the rest of the car works, but for some reason, even with it being a manual gearbox, it doesn't work properly. The guy also listed the 2 pictures twice. But it says that there's engine is in great shape, new parts, oil change, regular oil change, no sludge, tires in good shape, and one of them has a slight leak, which is manageable. Honestly, if you've got time to work on these transmission gremlins that the man's talking about, it's probably a pretty good project car to make into even a daily, or say a Radwood car or something even. It is a 2001 Chrysler PT Cruiser. It is the Sport Edition, meaning it's got the spoiler on the back, and for some reason a skull and crossbones under limited edition. But this one actually is slightly more desirable because it's manual. Now, personally, I never really had a huge issue with the PT Cruiser. I know that's a controversial opinion, but the PT Cruiser GT model with a stick was a sleeper car in every right, and it was genuinely a cool car. It was not fast, obviously, but it was ridiculously usable, first of all. The rear seats folded up entirely, and it ended up having a massive trunk space. And it actually was not bad on rear legroom, but, I mean, obviously, it's a controversial opinion, because people hate the PT Cruiser. This one has 170,000 miles on it, and it says no check engine light, no body damage, no accidents, and it's running great. Great is, I guess, up to the definition of the owner, but honestly, like I said, I've never really had an issue with this kind of car. This one also is from Maryland. The Chrysler, actually, I could see that being a pretty good car if you just need a car. Because it's usable, it's not terrible on gas, plus this one's a stick as well. And, I mean, it's plastic. You can replace plastic pretty easily. Next one up is another one from Maryland, or Virginia, I don't remember which one. It is a 2002 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Now, this car has its own fair share of problems. Cheap interior from early 2000s GM, transmission issues were very common, but this one does have the supercharged 6-cylinder, if I remember correctly. It says it has some mechanical issues, but it will start and it needs a new battery. Recent tune-up, oil changes, spark plugs and wires, new O2, new intake manifold. So pretty much they replaced things that could have easily gone wrong on this car already. Now, don't get me wrong, these cars are pretty comfortable actually. But my god, why would you buy it? You know, actually, for $1,000 like the guy's asking, it could be tempting as like an okay daily if you just want comfort and like sort of good looks. I don't know. But the next one actually seriously interested me. This one's a 1994 Honda Prelude SI. Now, the Prelude was a good car. This one is an automatic, but it's only got 178,000 on it, which is not bad considering the car is 2 years older than I am. It is in the middle of Pennsylvania, so this is obviously when I was searching in Philly and Pittsburgh on Craigslist. This car is $995. Honestly, that's a steal, and I'm amazed no one has bought it yet, because the Prelude was a seriously fun car. This one is the SI model as well, meaning more powerful. It does not say it has any issues. It has everything working as far as they've listed online, but the car, it has some paint damage. You can tell the hood's faded as hell, so does the front bumper and the roof, but it has a sliding sunroof still, and the interior actually has no rips. The fabric seats have no rips, and the dash does not look like it's cracked at all. So, honestly, someone just pick up the car. God, it's actually a good car. Get it. Next up is it's in Maryland again. It is a 2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse GS, which was famously seen in, I think, Too Fast, Too Furious, which was the purple convertible one. This one is the 4-cylinder. It is manual, thankfully, because the auto sucked in it. These cars, they're cheap. They're fun, but they're cheap. It has It says it runs okay. The guy stopped driving it because he got a newer car. It's got 207,000 miles on it, and I know that's a lot, but he's only asking $750 for the car. I think that's probably pretty good, honestly, when it comes to something like this. Because, I mean, this could easily be a project car for someone swapping a Ford a GE engine for like a V6 or something. I could see this actually being a fun project car for someone to work on, especially at $750. Can't really go wrong. The body is a bit scuffed up, you can see that. Some cracks here and there, but I mean, it's an 03 with 207,000 miles on it. Honestly, it looks like it's not actually a bad car. Next up is actually a pretty rare one though. It's an 87 Toyota Corolla, but it's a special trim called the FX16. Now, if I remember correctly, the FX16 was a twin cam engine in this one. It needs a new exhaust system, the owner says, and this is by far the highest mileage car on this list. It is in Virginia or Maryland. It is in Maryland, it looks like, in Fort Hunt. Apparently the brakes were replaced within the last year and a half. It does have 300,000 miles on it. We all know Toyota reliability is very good, especially as they got older models. The older models tended to last forever. This one is actually a pretty good looking little car. Needs some paint work obviously, but the engine internals are clean, battery is fresh. This could actually be a very fun little car. He's asking $700. Now, the last one I have to show is from Baltimore, Maryland. It's a 1998 Honda Prelude. 4-cylinder, just shy of 200,000 miles, automatic again. The asking price is $1,000, which doesn't make any sense when the one that's 4 years older is asking less than $800 with fewer mileage. But this one, the guy just lists as it runs good, DVD, CD, TV, got it, custom exhaust, shocks fully loaded, doesn't need an inspection, that's plus specialty rear light. I don't have any idea what that means. Grammar is not this guy's strong suit. But it's not bad, it's like a red color. Looks like he has a code sensor that he probably wiped it if it had anything. Dash, it's got an aftermarket stereo in it, or at least aftermarket head unit. Taillights are stereotypical Ricer lights, but I don't really care. I have no issue with that. It's got an aftermarket bumper, which is not painted. Same with the front bumper and the hood, it looks like. But Honda Preludes are getting hard to find. And what? Okay, I had not looked through the pictures. It is a weird red and gold two-tone. As you can see, the roof and part of the spoiler is gold, and the rest is like a dark red, except for the hood and the bumpers. But again, if you're in the market for a kind of sporty 90s VTEC car, you could do worse, probably, if you really tried. If I was in the market for one of these cars, the ones I would suggest if you're getting one. First up is the 87 Corolla FX16 hatchback. It's the desirable semi-performance model, and it's manual with clean internals. That's very hard to find. This car obviously was, at least for the most part, taken care of, it seems. Can't tell obviously the interior because there's no interior shots, but it looks like it's probably pretty good. Next up, I'd say, is the 94 Honda Prelude SI in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Even with it being an automatic, and you know how much that means because I don't want to go with an automatic for the time being, at least. It's not as fun. But the Prelude SI, that is a very good deal. It's under 180,000 miles, it's under $1,000, and it's the performance model. It's pretty much as close to an actual good buy as you can get with this price set. Now, I think the last thing I would put on top 3, which ones I would get, as difficult, it's actually fairly difficult because I, again, am not actually opposed to a PT Cruiser, but only if it's the performance model and the manual. And this is only one of the two. And obviously, not going the Jaguar, I think I'd actually have to go with the Eagle. Now, the Saab is a very tempting option. Don't get me wrong, it's a hard car to find in today's world. And this one, you can tell the owner obviously cared about it. It's only got 138,000 miles on it, even though it's from 1989. But the Eagle just makes a little more sense to me personally. I like hatchbacks, I like JDM or import, and I like manual sports cars. And that car covers all the bases. It does have a sport-oriented chassis, as well as the manual gearbox. It was the same car, for the most part, as the Eclipse Turbo, or the Eclipse GST Turbo from the 90s. They were very similar cars. I would go with this if I was getting one, because not only is it the lowest mileage, but it looks like it's the best kept. It is also definitely the most expensive, at the actual $1,200 price point. But you know what? You get what you pay for when it's something like this. And looking at it actually in this light, it looks like it does actually have the hump on the hood for the turbo. So I think this might actually not just be a base model Talon. This might be the TSI model. And if it is, someone go get it now! Hopefully this video was a little bit informative to you. If you enjoyed it, I'm going to actually list the links for these cars in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the comments below, actually, leave a suggestion of what car you would buy at $1,200 or cheaper if you could find it. But until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!